man.
You've got to admire Bolt, haven't you? As he goes to his blocks year after year after year, he comes out and gets it right. And what I love about Usain Bolt is that he only produces the really big performances when they're required. He's been beaten on occasion by one or two athletes in the warm-up races of the season, but again and again, Martin, he defies the cynics and produces it on the day at the major championships.
So Powell in 3, Bolt in 4, Blake in 5, Bailey Cole in 6. And just listen to that noise. They get away first time, although Bolt is away incredibly slowly. He's got a lot of work to do. Powell leads him, but here comes Bolt. Bolt is sweeping past Blake. Even time to ease down. Well, there's a shake of the head, but look at the clock. It's frozen there at 9.90. And that despite giving the rest something like a 1 or 2 meter lead. Well, he simply fell out of the blocks, didn't he? Missed the break altogether. Yet he has the quality to come through and in the end win with some ease. A decent run from Johan Blake. When he analyses it, he will feel that he's starting to get himself back onto the right track. But as we've said so often, in the end, it really was a one-man affair.
Yeah, very impressive indeed, considering the start was a bit of a disaster. It was a bit of a stumble. He did give away, what, a metre and a half to the rest of the field. But when he got into his running, he looked very crisp indeed. Look at that, still shaking his head, still angry with himself, I think, Martin. Watch, there it is. Yeah, little scuff of the foot. There was a stumble to begin with, then a scuff of the foot with about his fourth stride. He lost an awful lot of ground. He comes through, eases off at the tape there to win. And the time actually has been rounded down to 9.88. So only the world #1 this year, Jimmy Vico, ahead of him in the world rankings with that 9.86 from a few days ago, the Frenchman. But Usain Bolt could have gone a lot quicker there had he run through the tape. I mean, he's eased off, what, 4 or 5 strides out there. He's dropped his arms, and with a better start too. You're seeing an Usain Bolt here, I think, who runs 9.88 with a 1+1 following wind, but could have been very, very significantly quicker, maybe a couple of meters quicker, Martin, and then we're talking about sub-9.7 territory. And you're not looking at something too far off the best of Usain Bolt, I think, here.
Well, I reckon we can find a metre there just by brushing up that start. And maybe even running through the line as well. 4 men inside 10 seconds. Nickel Ashmead. We've yet to really give him due credit, finishing very fast. Closest to the camera. Ashmead very close for second place with Johan Blake. Indeed, Nickel Ashmead has been given second place at the same time as Johan Blake. Blake 9.94. He's got cause to be happy with that. He's beaten all in Jamaica, apart from Bolt and Ashmead, and there is confirmation. Bolt takes it 9.88 with, well, a stumble, a misstart, call it what you will. It wasn't Usain Bolt at his brilliant best, but he can still run 9.88. Ashmead 9.94, Blake 9.94, Asava Powell, former world record holder, 9.98.
And that's the fastest Blake has run for 4 years. His big seasons were 2011 and 2012. And he ran 9.95 recently. Excuse me, that was in the middle of April. But 9.94, well, we haven't seen Blake running that quick for fully 4 years. So well done to him for battling through those hamstring injuries, getting back into great shape. And I'm sure he will come on in coming weeks, Martin. And there is battle royals ahead, of course, when you think about the best of the Americans. And the likes of Gatlin, who's been in very good shape this year, 9.93. Remember Gatlin in row.
Do something which most other athletes, well, all other athletes don't have to do. You know, he's all the demands he has this week for all types of media, etc. Also has to take all of that in his stride, which he usually does, of course. He's in lane 6. Jamili in 8. We'll go through them one by one here from the outside. Now this man, if you want to see somebody who gets a surprise, when he was told he'd won the gold medal at the European Championships in Amsterdam because Martina had been disqualified. Well, he certainly showed it. Jamili, well, chatting to him at the hotel. He's a little bit of a cold earlier in the week, so he was going to run the 100 heats today, but only in the 200, so let's see how he goes here. Alonso Edward getting back into some very good form, won the Diamond League in Monaco. Here he is, though. Yeah, the hero for so many, and this big crowd here in the Olympic Stadium, hoping he can give them something to cheer. What about this man here, Brendan Rodney? Probably not too many people know him. Sub 20 seconds, the Canadian champion this year. Very talented. Christophe Lemaitre, athletic fans will certainly know him. Came back to some pretty good form in Monaco and ran much better. Sees his best there, 2024. And he was second behind Edward. Nickel Ashmead, well, he knows Bolt very well. Usually the man, in the past anyway, the man who's handed to him in the relay. But Danny Talbot, because of that disqualification in the final of the European Championships, he moved up into 3rd place, took the bronze medal. Going to Rio, of course. And then on the inside, Sean McLean, 24-year-old American. New personal best this year. So the scene's set, a familiar one for Usain Bolt, and one which has given him, of course, so many memories. I'm sure he still has of 2012. So much has happened, of course, since then, but that will never, ever be taken away from him. He was the star of the games, as he so often is. He is the star of tonight, and we've had such a great night so far. What can this great man, this great athlete, deliver for us? The men's 200-meter final.
Set.
False start. Well, I don't think it was Bolt. So we'll wait to see. What Colin and I waiting to see. It was all the way in lane 1, possibly. That's come up on the computer as a reaction time of 0.077. And if you're in lane 1 in the 200 meters against Usain Bolt, you may be thinking, man, no one's watching. I'll get this. May well be. I'm trying to think in terms of big meets. He did run in the Oslo Diamond League and in Birmingham, but maybe a little bit of European champion from Spain, Botolano, in lane 9.
Stand up, gentlemen, please.
Well, this isn't going well, is it? You could hear the interference that was coming through the speakers, which in the starter was right to bring them up. It's nobody's fault there, and the crowd surely, I'm sure they heard it as well. 0.74, LaShawn Merritt.